Hi, my name is Coach B, the CEO, co-creator of Extraordinary Outcomes. I'm an ordinary person with extraordinary aspirations. I'm who believes and live a life fully alive. Welcome to Monday Morning Magic. Welcome, 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 welcome. I think I'm going live on StreamYard. Yes, here we go. I see myself twice now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I know there's a little delay between StreamYard and YouTube and Facebook, but we talked about this a couple of weeks ago that we want to go live to stream on three platforms at one time. So that would be Facebook, YouTube, and StreamYard. And I am your host, Coach B, the CEO, co-creator of Extraordinary Outcomes. Well, Monday morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Coaching lessons. Today's coaching lesson, unmanageability. Unmanageability. What a topic. Wow. I hit something in the comment section and I'm looking at the way, well, I think everything is going well. I see it. I guess if people have comments, they can leave their comments, but I'm not supposed to have a comment. Whatever. We'll figure it out in due time. But anyway, I want to say today's topic is unmanageability. Unmanageability. The inability to control something. And something is a huge word because it means that you can fill in the blanks. What the something is for you may not be the same something for someone else. But unmanageability, the inability to control something. I had been thinking about how does unmanageability show up in life? How do we cross the invisible line from something being manageable to something being unmanageable? I need to go back a little bit because it's my first time streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and StreamYard. So I want to make sure that people know how to reach me on YouTube. This is the address, Coach B, the CEO. And if you're watching live on StreamYard, is Coach B underscore the CEO. And on Facebook, it shows up as Lala Boyer. So I wanted to make sure I took care of that. The other thing that I want to do is ask people how was their weekend. Hope your weekend was fine. Some people celebrate Easter, acknowledge Easter. So I hope for those who acknowledge Easter that they had a wonderful service and now they're living in the resurrection and deciding what it is that they want to do with their life. But back to this topic of unmanageability. Ooh, what makes people unmanageable? When have we crossed, or when have you crossed the invisible line and then know that things are unmanageable? So, a lot of times people know they are in an unmanageable situation when their backs are up against the wall. But I want to say that unmanageability shows a long time before the back is up against the wall. An example would be emotional unmanageability. You're stressed out, you're not taking care of yourself, you're not taking no downtime, you're not doing a 5-minute practice to get yourself back on point. You're not talking about the stress, you're just kind of going along with the day and stuffing emotions as they come, as they come. And then the next thing you know, you're a little frustrated, angry, tired. So many things are going on with the mind and the body. And then there's that there's that point rather where you just become fed up. I'm tired. I don't want to deal with it no more. I'm done. And at that point, pretty much burnt out. When you were first tired and didn't take care of yourself, that laid the foundation. Then something else happened and it built on that foundation. And what happens is little things become big things. I'm not talking about making a mountain out of a molehill. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about something that's small. It doesn't get dealt with. More things pile up. That little thing now becomes a big thing because more things are building up and nothing is being dealt with. Then we become emotionally unmanageable. Financial unmanageability. The bills are coming in quicker than the income. There's more expenses than income, a sign of unmanageability. Worry, constantly, consistently, is a sign of unmanageability. Unmanageability is the inability to control something. What is the something for you that needs to be controlled or managed? Is it finances? Is it a relationship? Is it self care? Is it wellness? What is the unmanageability in your life? What does unmanageability create in one's life? It normally creates chaos. When people are unmanageable, there's some chaos going on in their lives, whether it's emotional, mental, financial, or spiritual. There's chaos going on. How do you know if you are unmanageable? Take a look for signs of chaos in your life. Take a look at your own temperature. And when I say temperature, I'm talking about your attitude, I'm talking about your perspective, I'm talking about your outlook. Take time to sit back and go, am I acting or being in a place of peace of mind? Am I peaceful or am I stressed out? Am I worried? Am I constantly trying to figure things out? Am I tired? Am I lethargic? Are things out of control? Am I on a hamster wheel, just going around and around and around in circles? If those things, those signs, those symptoms are happening for you, chances are you are unmanageable. I see someone watching. Thank you for your support. If you're watching from Facebook, hit the link. And if you want to leave a comment, I'll bring it up. However, if, again, if, if those are signs and symptoms that you have, then the next question is, if my life is unmanageable, how do I then get control? How do I then become manageable? The very first thing that anyone has to do is recognize the unmanageability and not justify or rationalize what that is. In other words, don't make excuses. Don't make up stories. Just acknowledge and be honest with yourself that you know what, my life is unmanageable right now. That my life is unmanageable right now. That I need to take a step back, look at what do I need to undo so that I could get myself back on track. An example, if you have a lot of debt, you might want to sit down, get a piece of paper or use an Excel spreadsheet. What do I owe? How much do I have coming in? What are my expenses, my regular expenses? What do I owe? And create a budget. Start doing what? Digging yourself out of the debt. If it's emotional unmanageability, again, take time, do an inventory and say, okay, what is making me emotionally unmanageable? What is it that I need this? What is it I need to do? Am I saying yes to too many things? That could be a possibility. Am I people pleasing? That could be a possibility. Do I need to learn how to say yes and no? Yes, I would love to meet up with you, but no, today is not a good time. Can I take a rain check? What methods, what strategies do you need to use to have more control, more say over your life? If it is mental, worry, maybe there needs to be some acceptance with action about whatever that situation is. Well, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know that. Maybe stay in the now, maybe live in today, and then come up with a strategy to do what? To be mentally manageable. Unmanageability can show up financially, emotionally, mentally. It can show up. Sometimes we might have our financial affairs in order and we might feel really great, everything is good. But then we find out that we are emotionally or mentally unmanageable. And sometimes that disalignment can cause, again, chaos in your life. So, as a life coach, one of the things that I help co create with people is a strategy. A strategy. They create the strategy, I support them. A strategy. What is it that you would like to do differently? Where do you see yourself at a week from today in terms of becoming manageable? See, the goal doesn't have to be so far out. Where do you see yourself at in 5 years? That's a goal, not knocking it. But sometimes people need to take things day by day, minute by minute, moment by moment. So for me, what is your strategy for the next 24 hours? What is your strategy in becoming unmanageable? And people go from one extreme to the next. If they can't get everything done at one time, then they feel like they're not making progress. But that's not true. Sometimes it took a moment to build up the unmanageability. The unmanageability didn't happen overnight. So, just having that mental wherewithal to understand that becoming manageable again may not happen completely overnight. That you might have to chip away at becoming manageable. Again, if you're in debt, it took some time for that to happen. So you're going to have to take time out to undo that. If you're emotionally burnt out, that didn't happen overnight, that happened over a period of time. Then that means you're going to have to take some time, dedicate some time to becoming what? Free of the burnout. If you are mentally constantly worrying, then maybe practicing some acceptance on a day to day basis or every 5 minutes will help do what? Mitigate the worry. So we have the ability as human beings to dictate, and I said that, to dictate the quality of life that we want to have. It's actually a choice. And you might say, Coach B, that's not true. Every time a good thing happens, something bad happens. Every time something good happens, something bad happens. Ideally, we call that living life on life terms. Ideally, life will show up. So we have periods of good times, one behind the other, and then sometimes we have times where, hey, life shows up differently. But my mental and emotional fortitude is what makes the difference in how I manage those scenarios. How I manage. I say I have 3 people out there watching. Thank you for your support. Um, Again, how you manage that is what's important. The mental and emotional fortitude helps stave off the chaos. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that awesome? That if I have mental and emotional fortitude, it will stave off the chaos. Because when I'm clear in my thoughts, clear in my emotions, then I can be all that I need to be. And sometimes I need to be before things clear up. I need to have the mindset of, you know what, this is what's happening in my life today, but it's not going to ruin my life. This is what's happening in my life today, but I don't have to be all messed up about it. It is what it is. You know what? What do I need to do? What's my part in changing that? And then move on. Life will show up. Acceptance. Again, excuse me. Again, if your life is showing signs of unmanageability, that means what? Take a step back, acknowledge, hey, there's some unmanageability going on in my life. There's some unmanageability going on in my life. What do I need to do to get control, to have a say so in my life once again? This topic, sorry, I'm coughing so much. I got a little, what they call a little tickle in my throat. But unmanageability for some people is a lifestyle. They are just in one crisis, one dilemma, one circumstance, one situation after another. And it's created by them. Some people don't know what it's like to breathe. The drama, the chaos, the unmanageability is a lifestyle for some people. Hopefully, not my audience. Hopefully, not the people I'm talking to. But if that's the case, that you've been unmanageable for so long, emotionally, mentally, financially, spiritually, give me a call. Let's do a free coaching discovery call. And let's talk about how to unpack that and change the cycle. A lot of times we want to change the cycle of other people's lifestyle, but it begins and ends with us. Let's change our lifestyles. Let's change our lifestyle cycles that are keeping us from being the best that we can be. Again, unmanageability is what? Loss of control in one's life. And it can be in any area of your life. My name is Coach B, the CEO, co creator of Extraordinary Outcomes. This has been your Monday Morning Magic. Like, share, leave a comment, and please subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. You can follow me on Instagram. You can like the video on Facebook, and you can leave a comment on YouTube. How fabulous is this? I'm catching up and I'm catching on. I'll see you next Monday, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to it.